Hello and welcome to Raising Your Isness, where we help you remember where you come from. This message from the Pleiadians is going to open your mind even further. They are introducing the concept of not right, no wrong, no truth, it just is, and what is perfection, how do you fit into perfection, and what actually is expansion, as well as talking about toxicity that is arising from the planet, from the civilization, the population that is reaching beyond the solar system. They are expressing, using very uncomfortable words, how they feel about what they see. They don't judge, there is no pointing fingers, they're just sharing how it is appearing to be from their angle. So there will be parts where it might sound kind of ew-ish, and at the same time, if you allow it to expand your mind, go for it. And I always say you don't have to be here, but if you'd like to listen, you're welcome. In this message, they talk about how important it is to realize that you are a part of the collective and that you have to remember loving another as self, and that the upgrade that is happening, the 12-strand DNA, is actually helping you understand how important it is to care about the collective. Meaning, when you have this desire and you really want, not feel the push, but actually really from your heart want to help the collective, then it is a sign of actually being DNA upgraded. So congratulations to those that feel this desire. That doesn't mean that you have to be doing it now, otherwise if you're not doing it now, you're not getting this upgrade. Many are getting upgrades. That doesn't mean that you are not doing the job. It's a very gradual thing. They refer to different types of population and different mindsets, so not everything is going to be applied to you. Don't take offense just because it sounds weird, because it might not be to you, it could be to someone else. When they're referring to I am always with you, are you with it? I remembered that that was actually given to me, or I thought I was writing it myself, in the video Live Your Passion Now, or in my old video from I think 2 years ago, Live in the Now. So I will include the link to that video below. It looks like Pleiadians came through in that message way back then, and I didn't even know, because you know, doing energy healing, to me energy is more important than the names of who. So they also talk about labeling, that we're conditioned to go by labels, and labeling not just shapes or colors or anything, but labeling even the words. For example, good, right? So what is good? So they're introducing a concept of, how about not good, no bad, or what we call dark? What if it just is? And a while back during sessions, there was a concept introduced about, in order for a flashlight to illuminate the light, aka ascension, enlightenment, you do need to put a battery in the flashlight. And the battery always has plus and minus, positive and negative. So in order to create this enlightenment, you have to have both polarities, positive and negative, because you have to be introduced to the negative in order to consciously choose which side you want to go forth. And again, there is no judgment, and it's not in the form of separation, but it is in the form of unity. The unifying that within you that is negative with your own inner positive for the purposes of enlightenment. So illuminating that which you want to transmute, meaning no good, no bad. and that is a label, calling something good or bad. So as the time goes by, it's becoming harder and harder to speak that old way, the way we spoke, because they are always catching us on verbiage that we've been using the words wrong, and not as in saying that we did something wrong, but always saying that it was our responsibility to catch that conditioning. Because when you buy into the word and the meaning of it, then it's easy to set up the notion and the concept around that word that naturally programs you into feeling when you say the word. For example, if I say dark, even though it is just D-A-R-K, what is it? It is just naturally you feel something, ooh, negative, ooh, no good. So then what is negative, right? But don't you need positive and negative, for the flashlight or any other? So the same thing with good. What is good? So good for one could be not good for another. And again, it has nothing to do with it. It is just being in that concept of none of that matters. Allow yourself to expand. This is how these beings can not attach to the physical, and this is what they're encouraging us. It is like being in the world but not of the world. So even though being in the physical, letting go of the physical. So can you do that? That was the question. And there was also talking about that we're not very far from going to the seventh dimensions, and access to the seventh dimension is important in order to be introduced to the physical fifth dimensional state. It is extremely important. This is why the inner work is crucial nowadays, because it's not just getting to the fifth. In order to get into the fifth and the physical, your seventh dimensional you has to be activated. This is speaking of chakras way above your crown. So if you were only stuck on activating your third eye, think again, because there's much more than third eye. And during sessions they always bring out this other chakras, like your earth star beneath your feet. How about the healing chakras in your hands? How about chakras in your ears? And there is so much more going on besides the third eye that everybody is trying to get. Remember that this enlightenment ascension journey is important to happen slowly, because if it was to happen all at once, it would be too difficult on the body. We will begin. Enjoy, if you can. And welcome to the mesmerizing vortex, or filtering energies. We are pleased to reconnect with all of our aspects, and here we are. Again, reiterating that which is important in your time nowadays. We want to speak of time illusion concept. It is when you operate within and without time program, you notice big changes that make no sense for the linearity and the physical life productivity. It is one of the most important components of your lifetime to realize, organize time, break down the pattern of the conditioned understanding of time in order to go beyond and out of prism of time. Our sense of time is much more different than yours. Actually, it would be very boring and uneventful, as our lives are much longer and with bare minimum drama comparing to yours. We are what you'd say always happy, satisfied. You are usually unhappy, scared, dissatisfied with life, hoping, needing, seeking for the improvements by being validated from what you see as others. If you see others as you, there won't be a need for validation, as you'll be satisfied with what you are being mirrored. Of course, incidents happen that are out of your control, and you are deeply supported in the times of need. Support is more otherworldly. That's why it doesn't feel tangible. You might consider help as monetary compensation. while your galactic family is sending you peace and stability, light into your minds and heart. Who is to say you aren't receiving control navigation within the vortex of your realities? Remember, you are not alone, and you aren't doing your life all by yourself. The Earth's atmosphere is releasing lots of frequential, emotional, telepathic, energetic toxins from the crust or her surface, meaning from your civilization. It is very what you'd call dark and poisonous. Many of you are the ones who want to cleanse this system, yet do suffer, and we understand. The scenario in which usually typical suspect group does its out-planning in the earth plane of survivors replicates itself like a tail on a lizard, meaning the program is self-sustaining and survives on its own as the human fear and separation anxiety, along with other conditioning, is keeping it alive and well. When you see the situation from an outside point of focus, it is like watching a beautiful being being eaten by a parasite from within. There has been millions of what you call souls who either were compatible to thrive within that atmosphere or who volunteered to come in and help the being. The picture we've been watching is a stagnating, dying, crippled, glitched out of its mind system of energy squeeze like your anaconda does. You aren't done yet, beloveds. In fact, it is only starting. And are you awakened enough to catch the beginning styles of that squeeze, death, or transformation, rapture, ascension? Yes? No? To which? Imagine it all happening at the same time. Awakening isn't just seeing you don't belong there, or here, or wherever. It is recognizing and seeing what is happening all around and desiring to help your collective when you are ready, of course. No pressure. The pressure is coming from your systems choking you, and you are still waiting for someone to come and help. You've created something big you yourself are believing you are living in. Created a calf and worshipping it. Baked a cake and salivating over what your hands made, missing the language of the heart. Reprogramming your brains, turning into cyborgs, while disregarding your hearts. Okay, moving on. The instructions given to the humanity are as follows. Go and procreate from your heart. Did you? Know thyself. Do you? Do not worship the God outside of you, and so on. We aren't sharing this to make you feel guilty. It is like watching a kid repeating second grade 9 times and ongoing. Remember, it is about a greater evolution, bigger than you. If you think you are better than your family members, friends, co-workers, think again. We aren't speaking of your equality here. Please pay attention. We are referring to an artificial way of thinking given to you as an comparing and survival of the fittest. You are still doing it even in your spiritual communities. Very primal. Thinking, well, it's happening to them, but I'm good, so it's their problem. I'm good. Oh, it's on them, but I'm good, 'cause they drew it to them, it's their karma. Yeah, keep thinking that, and keep watching the fall of the civilization once again, and perhaps no more. The staleness of human mind became like an old clock that can't move any longer, and is giving up, waiting for the battery to run out. Do you really think you'll be allowed to continue to reincarnate? And that is why we're speaking to you, in order to share with you the pain of watching stubborn creatures holding behind what wants to move forward. After Mars, life in the solar system is continuing. Does that say anything to you? You must care about your species, your civilization. We can't make you love each other. It is your part of existential co-creating God-given abilities to adore, respect, and see self in one another. Stagnation will not go on much longer. It is folding in on itself, and as a shooting star, very pretty, but once dissolved from your sight, you forget about it, don't you? That is. Moving on. Comparative separation knows no limits until the limits are put there. What we mean is that your civilization earned a beware sign and is very famous among councils and elders of alignments. Everyone is watching you. Many have pleaded on your behalf to be given time and another chance. The last straw was when Gaia was begging to be set free and get a nice cleanse at last. It is all an inside job, beloveds. You have many aspects dwelling in other more civilized star systems. Many are us, and you feel what we're saying. Connect to your starseed aspects of self. You are all starseeds, all multidimensional, extraterrestrial, divine beings. Whichever polarity you choose is what you choose. But the little time that is left, adhere to the love within. Love your neighbor. Save your civilization. Honor your planet. You are here for a reason. Honor what gave you space-time to grow. Your souls are longing for liberation. It is coming, just a bit longer if you are willing to be kind to self and another. Either way. The grids are filled with a corpse, remnant energies of the toxic behavioral patterns. It will be cleared as each within its grid clears self. Grid keepers, you've been instructed many times in each area of all lives to cleanse physically, psychologically, mentally, emotionally, releasing the patterns of karmic problem-solving labyrinth that only keep you going round and round. The material possessions must be let go of as attachments to your identity. Can you do that? Can you at any given moment release identity with all and everything other than your heart? Other than your I amness? This is the superhuman. The being in the physical who does not identify with the physical. Transcendence is at your fingertips, at your breath, at the blink of your eye, given and taken as a token of appreciation by your creators, knowing they'd be back and harvest plentiful of goods for the consciousness evolution of your species. The rationale of the mundane programmed societal calculative mindset is being set back in order to introduce the choice to value non-tangible or not. The grids filled with decisions not aligned with the new are clogged and redirected to the old pattern type existence not compatible with the new. Beware of what sucks you back in. No pointing fingers. Transmute. Not judging. Transmuting for the co-creating and expanding of the species psyche. The norm will subside. Not norm will be brought forth to complement the abnormal genetic structures of the ones that are considered as burden or threat to the society, anyone labeled as with any form of syndrome. These programs will subside to introduce compassion, unity mindset to co-create consciously as Christed beings. Your 7 dimensions must come together in the conscious state before transition in order for smooth transfer of specimen. Imagine the forms and organisms within your body that are doing their thing to the best of their ability, some hurting and causing indigestion, some cultivating, curing fauna. Although you want to preserve the good, you'd still initiate cleansing and then replenishment. The systems of your realities are undergoing a cleanse, and many good ones are severely affected at times. That is the reason for the light expanded, introduced is coming. All in order to help expand the good, what you call positive aspects of human species. When you say good, what are you referring to? Imagine on a multidimensional scale, what is good? It is neither good nor bad. It just is. That is what we want you to be introduced to. At this point of your emotional evolution, you not need to understand the concept of no good, no bad. Just is. It is enough to allow this possibility to be explored by your minds. Your brains need to be expanding just by being introduced to new ideas. Limitations, as in corners of the box, need to be pushed, expanded further. You need to survive this atmospheric poison of disillusioned realities. They are all around, and it is more than like 1 foot here, 1 foot there. It is actually seeing illusions, disillusions all around, and your minds participating in many, all at one time. Do you see the multidimensionality of this whole picture? We are encouraging you to begin to grasp the concepts of evolution in the human psyche, human genome, where one equals all and neither is without another. Collective, pure minds of the all in one who not sees separation anxiety. The whole, the complete society of the beings in their civilization doing best to survive the quote-unquote truth being revealed. Try to grasp that it isn't only unkind to reveal it to you right now, but we repeat, every angle of existence will see the truth from its angle, aka perception. Then you tell us, what and where is the truth? From the left? From the right? From above? From below? From the middle? Or in between all? It is all combined and moving simultaneously, all in their own and all directions. That is the truth. If you are having comprehension loading slowdown, then that is how far the human psyche is from that kind of expansion. But once again, by introducing this, you are expanding. What we mean is, welcome and not shun what you do not understand, because the truth is neither and all at the same time, from the I am, that I am, observation. And so you zoom in to the minuscule of selves analysis, and of course, after having bought into perfection objective subjective, you are easily finding what is, quote, wrong with you, as in not matching with what you are told perfection is. That precisely is perfection. Perfection is, and that is all that is to it. When you were asked, I am is always with you. Are you with it? Did you just take it as some philosophical beauty expression, or did you actually accept the invitation to be reunited with your I amness? When life turns into when I am not, that is the existential, pushed around not living. Remind yourselves at all times that when you are aware, you are living, alive. You is. Your I am is. We bid you joy and lots of delightful laughter. In the name of the Holy, we are grateful to the one who brought forth this message. Peace be with you. Thank you for being here. Much love and blessings. Namaste.